Hello friends. Now the warm days are starting and finally the ground is drying up here. It was constantly pouring, raining all the time. And today the weather is just right for us to go out to the garden and start using ours. I don't even know what to call it, to be honest. Are they handsome or not? Yeah, I've already tried twice to go out on it and start working the soil when there were good days. Hey everyone, are we really going to the garden? The first time I went, I got to the plot, brought it to the plot, put on the tillers, went 2 meters, and the clutch cable snapped right away, right where the handle is. That's where it broke. The clutch cable. And, well, in the end, I went to the store to find this clutch cable in some other store, here, in the local one, and nowhere were such cables being sold. I ended up calling a friend who suggested I just tighten the nut. Apparently that was common on motorcycles in Soviet times. Those cables kept breaking there, so they'd just clamp a nut on the cable's end. And I did the same thing. I just clamped a nut and put it into the handle and then started using it. Well, in the end, I fixed the handle. I waited for warm days again and... Oh, who's there? Tractors sleep, no. And in the end, Schupa. Continuation O. It's okay, I figured it out. There was this tiny little dog, but in the end, even dogs like that can't walk here, even 100 meters from our house. Here you go. Well, let's continue about the motor cultivator. So, I brought this motor cultivator to, well, the second time I took it to the plot, I set it up. The clutch handle, thank God, works well. I also replaced on it, I put cultivators on it and started cultivating. So I went through one strip, how many meters? 6, maybe 7, I ended up cultivating and my belt wore out. And the belt flew off. And it got onto that, what's it called? There's a protective element there to keep the belt from flying off, but in the end, that protective element didn't protect it, didn't do its job, and the belt flew off, got caught on it, and the power tiller kept running, so it just wore the belt out. So, look, here's what happened. A bolt flew out from here and this wheel moved away. Here. The wheel moved away, and because of that... this belt here got loose and came off. It should be right here. These things here should be bent. I bent them, but for some reason when it's working, apparently the metal is soft, they come loose. Well, now the bolt. I'll change the belt to a new one now, and I'll tighten it here more securely. Like I said, I actually went over all the bolts again, especially before starting to work. I'm here. I checked every bolt for tightness, tightened each one a bit if it was loose, but in the end it still happened. Now we'll change the belt and try to head to our site again. I hope nothing else breaks on it. Alright, I've installed everything, tightened the wheel, that's done, and these are secured. There's this gap now between here, I've tightened it here, and tightened it from below. I'm not sure right now. I hope they don't bend again. That would be crazy. So that's how it is. Well, let's go to the field. Now we're going to plow. Alright, well friends, I've made it to our plot. I dragged it, brought it, made it here on the power tiller. Well, now we're gonna try it out. This is our third attempt. To cultivate the plot, it's already fenced off with an electric fence so that those guys over there who are walking around don't come in here. So, when was the first time? This is actually the second. After the belt wore out, there's a piece over there. We planted some onions, managed to get a bit of beetroot in, but now we need to cultivate this whole plot. It's already starting to get overgrown with grass. There. Well, let's see how things go now. I hope everything will be fine. I didn't put any protection here. This metal guard likely protects against grass, branches and sticks. So that nothing gets stuck in the belt, I just need to keep an eye on how the belt works to see if anything will break off again here. That's how it is. So hey, let me get to work. Now it will rest for 15-20 minutes, we'll see how it cools down, and then it will work for another 10 minutes. There you go. Well, at this pace I hope nothing breaks. Aw, damn. While the power tiller rests, I gave them a 20-minute break. Here, they brought us some firewood. I also told you, when we were filming the video, we went to get hay there at the beginning of April. We were loading and spreading the bales. Who saw it? I mentioned we were supposed to. The same person who helped us load that hay, and it was his gazelle truck. Right, and they also gave us firewood. Many thanks to them. They dismantled an old shed and no longer needed these things. And so they said, take it, and we took it. In the end, they're slowly being used up here. There were a lot of boards here. Some of them were used for the fence over there. Almost 2 sections of the fence came from these boards. I built it from these boards. I kept the better ones aside. They could be useful later. Here are thick boards, like logs, solid and good. I stacked them here to dry because it's always raining. I decided to stack them like this, and these logs too. They're drying, and here there's still some small stuff lying around. I need to clean all this up from here. And I'm slowly sawing already. Here the pile is getting smaller and smaller, and here too it's getting smaller. But I need to do it while the power tiller rests. I thought, why not spend 20 minutes sawing this firewood? So that's what we're going to do now. Let's see how much we can saw in 20 minutes. Oh right, I forgot to mention, for anyone who has a saw like this, or really anyone who has a saw, replace this blade more often, especially if you're like me. An individual like me who doesn't really know much about tools and learns everything through personal experience. The saw wasn't working well at first. Well, the saw just wasn't working well at all. It couldn't cut through this log at all. It was just scratching it, and that's it. First I changed the chain. The chain too, well, I put on a new chain. It still cuts badly. Yes, it cuts, but not well. I finally realized this bar also wears out. And these inner teeth, which are under the chain, they start to get stuck there, which is why the saw doesn't spin well. So I changed the bar, and the saw started working much better. It began cutting really well. And one more thing, this is the filter.
I also changed the filter. Actually, I just soaked it in gasoline for 20 minutes, shook and cleaned it, and it looked like new.
Thanks to the seller who sold me this bar with the chain and told me that I could do this with the filter because we couldn't find a replacement filter. And as a result, the saw is now working like crazy. It cuts perfectly, just like a brand new saw.
So, well, that's how it is.
Maybe this is a tip for someone who didn't know about it. Honestly, I only found out about it through my own experience.
That's how it is. All right, let's go cut.
Alright, I've cut a little. There's a lot of oak firewood here, turns out. Oak. A few really good oak logs. Well, the saw cuts both oak and everything else perfectly. It's really pleasing. It's so nice to work with a tool that you don't have to constantly fix. There are a few left. The saw also needs a little rest. I realized one thing. You need to let your tools rest. If you don't want to constantly repair them or keep replacing parts, you have to let them cool down and rest. That's it. And so, while one tool is resting and another has already rested, we go to the one that has rested. Alright, let's go. Well, my friends, that's how it turned out. It seems like the motolog is working, everything is fine, to be continued. Only the handle fell off, nothing else came loose. You lingered a bit, only one rubber handle came off, likely because it was poorly glued. Here you go. Other than that, everything seems fine. And I went through this part, you can even see it, it's noticeable. Over there is the crisscross line, so I've covered the whole field now, first in that direction, and now a bit less than half, it's gone crisscross. I still need to go over the whole field completely, and that's it, I think. And then we can start planting. There's still some grass here, later. With rakes, when we start planting, we'll clear the beds. Well, it looks like I chopped up all the grass, everything's fine. The manure has also decomposed and mixed in, so that's all good too. There you go. I hope my woman will be satisfied. As they say, that's how it is. Here. Well, here, just a little more, right here. The garden bed I made with the tiller, there's another part like that over there. I'll need to finish it. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see if we make it up to the electric fence or not. We'll see. Who knows what we'll even plant here. Funny. We lack planting experience, so that's how it is for now. It's working out. Here.
So friends, here we are. I have work to do. In short, I'm done with the power tiller.
That's it. Lera has arrived. She brought us some gifts. Vikun, are these new kebabs or something? Well, I don't know how.
To call them, they're good.
Alright. Maybe you should take the camera?
Well, go on him. They're getting hot, damn it.
Oh, what are they?
They're getting hot, damn. It's really hot in here.
These are some grown-ups. These are...
Periods? Yeah.
Oh, who are you?
Who?
Who? Firebirds?
They're hot. Listen, they started breathing through their mouths. And why are they breathing through their mouths?
Are they breathing? at all.
It got hot.
The Firebird visited us, that's right.
I'll leave it. There are more over there.
There's another box over there.
Yes, wait a moment.
It's peeking out over there.
Here's another one.
Oh, these are really tiny.
Oh, ow, they're all huddled together. Look, they're scared.
You can't see them.
Wow.
Now we need to move them.
What are baby turkeys called? Not chicks.
Turkey poults.
Turkey poults, turkey poults. Alright, alright.
Turkey poults. Let them sit here for now.
Yeah, well, yeah.
What's happening? It's so hot. What are you doing there? I thought you got scared and you're hiding. Look under this. Look, hiding. Look, look. She totally fell from fear. They're stressed. Anyway, let them just sit like this, Okay.
Let them calm down. Yeah, well, okay. Alright, and finally friends, this is the kind of mess we have here right now. We're going to move our newly arrived turkey chicks in here now. So I made a hole there. This will be their walking area. They'll come out here to walk. Inside there will be a box where they'll be kept for now, and they'll use this hole to go out for walks. Yes, this is for the adult turkey chicks. There's still a lot of work to do, that's it. This is where the video ends, and you'll see everything that turned out in the next video. So, friends, goodbye to everyone. And Lera is on camera. Like for this, hey, what are you doing? Lera hunts chickens.
Claudia has gotten completely out of hand.
Yeah, hey, the colorist.
In short, that's it. I'm tired. I can't do anything. I don't know anything. Nothing. While we're dying, we should...
Bye.